Greetings, my name is David Duford from buylifeinsuranceforburial.com, and today I'm going to do a video about the 4 kind of life insurance plans to stay away from if your goal is to buy a plan to pay for your burial. This video is intended for people who are 50 and older who are looking for a plan specifically to cover their final expenses as much as they're related to their burial. If a person is looking for a mortgage protection plan or an income replacement plan, the suggestions here might be different, but the main purpose here is to help the people out there who are on low incomes, whether they're fixed or whether they have a tight budget and are looking for an affordable plan, just enough to take care of their burial and related expenses. So let's talk about the plans out there that you definitely want to stay away from and be very careful of if you're looking for a plan to pay for your burial. So the first one is called a term insurance policy. If you have been over 50 years of age, no doubt you're receiving all sorts of mail from Globe Life Insurance Company, from AARP, as well as other companies that may solicit you over the television and in the mail. A lot of these companies, including the ones I just mentioned, specifically AARP and Globe, offer what's called term life insurance. Many people are unfamiliar with what term life insurance means. Well, I'll keep it pretty short and sweet. Term is short for terminating. When I sit down as an agent with my customers over the phone, or whether it's in person, first thing I talk about when we talk about the different kinds of life insurance is term insurance. And what term simply does is that it covers you for a temporary period of time before it terminates. Meaning if you outlive that coverage, you don't have it. It's gone. And you don't have the protection that you really, truly want. Why is this important? Because we don't know when our death is going to be. I could die tomorrow. I could die in 50, 60 years from now. I don't know. But if I'm in my 50s, 60s, or 70s, and I'm looking for a plan that will cover no matter when I pass away, we need plans that will cover you in perpetuity, meaning with the guarantee that you'll have the coverage no matter when your passing comes. So you want to stay away from term insurance. Not a good deal for most people out there, especially since no one really knows when the final day for our passing will be. The second kind of plan is a plan that's called a universal life insurance program. Universal life, and specifically I'm speaking of universal life products that came out of the 80s and 90s. What would normally be comfortable, no problem companies eventually boil over into problems for a lot of different people. For example, I've come across many people in their 70s and 80s that have had plans without any problems. They were sold by major companies that all of us would have known of and have heard of, that all of a sudden go up in price. Those are called universal life plans where the coverage is permanent, but the rates are not. They do run the risk of going up in price. Some of those I'm able to save and get better coverage for. Others I can't, and they're in hot water. The best thing you can do when it comes to life insurance is stay away from any kind of plan where your insurance premiums are not guaranteed for life, nor your coverage is neither. And universal life fits the problem, specifically the ones from the 80s, 90s, fits the role of not having a guaranteed premium because how they were sold was incorrectly done. And estimates were missed, and which has caused a ton of them to self-implode. The third kind of plan to not purchase is a guaranteed issue whole life plan. What I mean by a guaranteed issue whole life plan is any of these companies you see on television, such as Colonial Penn, with Alex Trebek endorsing them, or even Physicians Mutual or Mutual of Omaha. They mostly sell a plan where there is no health questions asked, and if you pass away within the first 2 years, this is the catch, you will not receive your full death benefit. Only what you paid in plus a little bit of interest is what's returned back to your survivors. That's a problem because it's very easy to get coverage that starts from the first day for many people. Not always a guarantee, but it's always worth trying to get before you have to go to one of those other companies that don't ask health questions, because we don't know when we're going to pass away. I've had several clients this year of mine who have passed away within the first 2 years. They were all covered. Their checks were paid to their beneficiaries just as we had planned, and they were in good shape when they took it out. Had they taken it out with Colonial Penn or Mutual of Omaha, they only would have gotten premiums back, and that is not a good situation to be in. And so the very last recommendation for coverage to not pay for final expenses would be a plan that comes through the mail. Look, I'm an insurance agent, and I market and advertise just like any business does, but it just seems that more commonly than not that the insurance offers that come through the mail from all sorts of junk mail senders usually have catches attached to them. Either their prices go up as they get older, the coverage cancels, or it doesn't cover at all for a number of years. Point is, you got to be very careful and avoid those plans that come through the mail. Deal directly with an insurance agent that represents different companies. You don't want to deal with a company directly that only sells its one company. You want to deal with an agent that represents multiple companies that can shop around for you, so he can get you the best price at the best coverage. My name is David Duford. I'm at buylifeinsuranceforburial.com. If you're interested in looking for a quote, whether it's for yourself or for somebody else, come by my website, check it out. I've got all the major carriers to get access to them to help you find a plan that will best fit your budget. And I want to thank you so much for listening today. Thank you. Take care.